Namaste friends, welcome to my channel Ganesha-Hanuman. My name is Amit Garg. Today we'll talk about the upcoming eclipse, the solar eclipse that's going to take place on April 19th in the US and April 20th in India. Now, the Sanskrit word for eclipse, it's called grahan. Grahan literally means to grab hold of your consciousness. Okay, so what's happening here is during this solar eclipse, Rahu is going to grab hold of Surya. So in a way, it is a period of change, transformation, metamorphosis for Sun. So you can say it's like a rebirth for Sun. So Rahu will engulf Surya, and then Surya will come out on the other side as a new birth, right? So it's a very powerful period, and you can read about the mythology why eclipses take place. Wonderful story. I've told the story in other videos. You can check those out, or online you can check the story of Rahu and Ketu, why eclipses take place. And so astronomically, what's happening is during an eclipse, the sun, the moon, and the earth, they're all aligned in a single line, right? So the sun represents our soul, moon is our mind, and the earth is our body. So our body, mind, and soul, they're all aligned. What does that mean? That means we can reach our soul easily, much easier than other times when this alignment is not there. Right? It's a very, very powerful time. So what can we do? We can do lots of meditation. We can don't go out and look at the eclipse, even if it's visible in your area. I'll show you where it'll be visible. But stay indoors, do lots of meditation. You can do donations, you can do yagya, you can do mantras, you can do all sorts of spiritual work. That's very, very, very powerful during this time. And we'll look at the chart. This particular one is very powerful. I'll show you the placement of planets, and then we'll look at how this will impact each of the 12 moon signs, the rashis. Okay. So first of all, this is where the eclipse is going to take. So this is the path of the eclipse, right? So this blue line shows where the eclipse is going to be. So it's not going to be visible in most parts of the world except for just a small portion of Australia and some islands over there. So even though it's not visible, that doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. Eclipses are a metaphysical phenomena. They affect us on a subconscious level. Okay, so very powerful, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, very, very powerful time. So no matter whether it's visible or not in your location, it will still impact us. Okay, and this is the exact time when the eclipse is going to take place. You can see the time on the top. Now, this is the chart for the period of eclipse on that day. Okay, as you can see, let me stop my video. Okay, so as you can see, the sun and moon are exactly at the same degree, and they are in the sign of Aries. Number one sign is Aries, and they are in the nakshatra of Ashwini. So if you have important planets in Ashwini Nakshatra, this is going to be very powerful for you. Next, as you can see, moon and sun, they're going towards Rahu. So moon and sun are 5 degrees 39 minutes, and Rahu is 9 degrees 49 minutes, right? And secondly, if you look at Mars and Mercury are exchanging Parivartana Yoga. That means Mars is sitting in Mercury's sign and Mercury is sitting in Mars's sign. So we can exchange their places. That means Mars will also join Sun and Moon and Rahu. So Sun and Moon have the impact of Rahu, of course, causing the eclipse. And then Mars joins them. So another malefic, harsh planet. And then if you see Saturn sitting in Aquarius, number 11 sign, Saturn has a third aspect on Aries. So that means Saturn is also aspecting or affecting the sun and the moon. So pretty much sun and moon are under the influence of all the malefics in the chart, the Rahu, the Mars, and the Saturn. And now the saving grace is, if you see on either side of sun and moon, there is a guru sitting. On one side is Jupiter in Pisces, on the other side is Venus in Taurus. So in a nutshell, this is an extremely powerful period for sadhana, spiritual work, a lot of pressure. That's the key word. So a lot of pressure because sun and moon are under the influence of Rahu, and Mars and sun, all three at the same time. But the gurus are supporting you from both sides. The gurus, so any sadhana, any spiritual work you do during this time will be very, very powerful. So now let's see how it's going to impact you depending on your moon sign. So look at your chart, where the moon is placed in your chart, which sign the moon is placed. That's the first column. Okay, so if your moon is placed in Aries, look at the first row. If your moon is placed in, for example, Leo, look at the fifth row. And the second column shows which house the eclipse is going to take place, depending on your moon sign. So for again, first row, if your moon is placed in Aries, that means the eclipse is taking place in your first house from your moon. So this is based on the moon sign, because eclipses are more a mental, emotional phenomena, right? They do have physical impact also, but a lot more on the mental and emotional level. Okay, so let's go one by one. So if you're Aries rising, you look at the first row, eclipse is taking place in your first house, and it's all about you. First house is all about you. So self-healing, meditation, going within, all of that is recommended. And it's gonna you'll feel the impact of this eclipse very powerfully, because it's taking place right on top of your moon. If your moon sign is Taurus, that means if your moon is sitting in Taurus, this eclipse is going to take place in your 12th house, because Aries is 12th from Taurus. So recommendation for you, go on a pilgrimage, go on a spiritual journey, practice yoga nidra or any of these esoteric sciences, traveling to the other planes of existence, yoga, past life regression, all of that, and give lots of donations, because 12th house represents donations. If your moon is in Gemini, then eclipse is going to take place in your 11th house. So be very careful with your friends. You know, there could be elevated emotions with your friends. Create a vision board. You know, this can give birth to something really big that can impact the entire humanity. So like create a vision board. So think about things you want to do on a grand scale. Next, if you're Cancer rising, meaning if you're not rising, but if your moon is in Cancer, the eclipse is going to take place in your 10th house. Okay, so be careful about emotions at your workplace. The 10th house represents our workplace, our career. And you could actually start something new or business idea, not exactly on that day, but around that period. So give birth to something career related. If you're Leo moon, then the eclipse is going to take place in your 9th house. And 9th house represents our elders, superiors, gurus, higher education, our dharma, all of that. So there could be, be careful when you communicate with your gurus. There could be heightened emotions, but delve into the higher studies. If you're Virgo moon, then eclipse is going to take place in your 8th house from moon. And so this is simply a fantastic time to dive deep into the meditation, esoteric studies, all of that. If you're Libra moon, then the eclipse is going to take place in your 7th house. Be careful communication with your partner, both personal partnerships and business partnerships, one-on-one partnerships. And then you could actually do meditation with your partner. It's a wonderful period for that, wonderful time for that. If you're Scorpio moon, then eclipse is going to take place in your 6th house. That means be careful with your workers, people who work for you. And even if you do a job, then be careful talking to your superiors. And then 6th house represents our health, our Shadripus, the 6 weaknesses, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. So all those, be careful. You could start a new health routine. That it's a very wonderful, powerful time for that. If your moon is in Sagittarius, the eclipse is going to take place in the 5th house. That means careful with your children, how you interact, how you talk to your children. Be very careful. And you could actually give birth to something new, very special, because 5th house is the house of creativity. Next, if your moon is in Capricorn, that means this eclipse is going to take place in your 4th house. 4th house represents our mother, our place of residence. So be careful. There might be some emotions going on with your mother. Make your home a sanctuary. Like, you could organize meditation at your home, things like that. Next, Aquarius. If you're Aquarius moon, then eclipse is going to take place in your 3rd house. Okay. Third house means be careful in communication with your siblings, and even like take care of your siblings. They may be going through emotions. This applies to all the moon signs. And then not the siblings, but you look at the person related to the house, particular house based on your moon sign, right? So for Aquarius, again, careful with emotions with your siblings, and also you can develop some new skills. Any of these skills I've listed here, or anything else you like. Finally, if your moon is in Pisces, this eclipse is going to take place in your second house. So take care of your food, your diet. There may be extra emotions connected with your family, and just don't overindulge in eating, and don't use harsh words. Speech is very important. So again, so this is the possible impact of the eclipse on all the 12 moon signs. And eclipse is going to take place on April 19th, around 9:15 at night in California, on the West Coast, and April 20th in the morning in India. Eclipses affect all of us at a subconscious level. Very, very powerful time to do donations, yagyas, and all those remedies. Now, this is April 19th, and 2 days after that, so around April 21st, big day. That's Akshaya Tritiya, and also Jupiter is changing signs. So I'll create another video on that. Very important, this period of a few days. Also, one other thing, do check out the Vedic calendar on my website. It's ganesha-hanuman.com/Vedic-calendar. I'll give the link in the description below. And again, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Hope this eclipse brings a lot of spiritual progress for all of us. Thank you very much.